Hey guys, it's Elena. Today is the first in a series of videos that I'm calling Create with Intuition, where we will be exploring the visual cues and intuitive prompts that I am offering in my newsletter and in my free resource library. So the intuitive prompt for this month is safe place. So what I want to do today is to explore my own response to this phrase and maybe help you also process your own so that you can create your own intuitive art based on this. So along with the intuitive prompt, I've also offered a visual framework to interpret that. So for this month, the visual cue is waves, and I've created a collection on Unsplash, which has some photos which might help you to think about this. So I'm just going to open that alongside Procreate here. And so I'm just going to go to that collection, and there'll be a link for that in the description. So this is something that I've just put together as a concept of waves. There's a lot of different kinds of waves in here. And we've got like actual waves from the ocean, and we've got some like sound waves, or just like some very abstract looking conceptual. And I'm just going to keep that open over here to the side as sort of an inspiration. So I'm going to open a new document in Procreate, and a size that I always tend to choose is 3000 by 2000 pixels. There's no particular reason for it. I guess maybe that's my safe place, but I'm just going to open that up. And actually what I want to do is everything that I journal on these prompts, I'm going to keep it in the same document. So I'm just going to go up to the gear icon under Canvas and turn on Page Assist. So that means that now every layer is a new page. And obviously this doesn't really mean anything at the moment because I haven't drawn anything, but you can see now there's like 2 layers in here. So thinking about the phrase safe place, and just to try to explore what does that mean to me and how can I interpret it using this visual cue. So I'm not really sure what brushes I'm going to use, to be honest. I have not planned this in advance. I've got my alcohol ink brushes open, and those are some of my favorites. But I'm just going to think about the brushes that I have and just sort of like try to go deep down into my response to this phrase safe place, and like what kind of brushes do I want to use to kind of bring this out. And I'm actually kind of drawn to my Galaxy brushes right now, because maybe I'm feeling a bit bolder today, and I'm feeling like maybe an expansive space would be a safe place for me. And I think I want to start out by making the background black. So I'm going to go to my color wheel and double tap by the black. And instead of making the background color black itself, because we're going to have some different pages in this notebook, I'm going to make the actual layer black. And then I'm going to make a new layer above that. And you see how in Page Assist, this actually turns into a new page. But what I'm going to do is highlight them both and group them. And now those are in one page. So going to this layer here, I'm going to think about colors now. So some of these photos might be a really good way to think about colors, and just kind of look through here and see what is really calling me color-wise in here. This is really calling me. I like this kind of orangey bit with the blue. And I'm also really into these colors. I think that what I'm having a response to right now is the green and the orange together. So I want to use this as a color palette. So what I'm going to do is take this photo and then drag it up here. There we go. So keeping that palette open, I'm really thinking about these oranges and these greens. And I kind of want to start with this orange. So there's a soft cloud. Soft cloud to me is something that feels safe. And I'm thinking like maybe this is like a cushiony area where I just like can go and feel safe. Taking a deep breath always helps. I'm just going to keep on with this same brush, adding a little bit more, some more clouds kind of around this. don't like that. I'm gonna try to keep from doing undo. Anytime I feel like I'm getting into a rut, I'm just taking a deep breath and just kind of trusting the process. I feel like my safe space is here. I'm thinking about the concept of waves and how can I just like bring waves into this. So maybe I need a blue. I need a different kind of brush. I'm going to go with the wispy dust brush. I'm going to think about the concepts of waves and like maybe bring some waves into this coming out of this area here. Maybe bring some along here as well. I'm really trying to let go of making something pretty or making it look appealing. See, I'm doing a lot of undo there, and you might find yourself doing a lot of undo as well. And that's okay. But it really doesn't have to be pretty. More than just something that expresses how you're feeling when you're contemplating these prompts. Okay. I feel like I need some more. I think I need this yellow, but I want to bring it to more of a bright yellow. So I'm going over to the value tab and bringing that saturation all the way up so that we have more of a bright colored yellow. And I might even bring it a bit more yellow over here as well. Well, that's quite green almost. Just kind of playing around with the color with these different sliders. Okay. So with that yellow, I feel like I'm almost thinking about like a pearl or just something that is like emitting these waves. So maybe I want to go to my Galaxy stamps. And actually, I think I was doing some journaling before, and I was already using this Smooth Planet stamp another time as kind of a pearl. And I'm just going to try on the same layer. But if that doesn't look good, oh, it does. I don't know if it looks good, but I like it. I think this kind of gives me the feeling of kind of like this is the safe place where you're like emitting these waves of something beautiful. The prompt is kind of meant to make you think of memories that come up when you're thinking about a safe place. And actually a memory that's coming up for me right now is there's a book that I used to read when I was a little girl, and it's called Grandfather Twilight. And it was this man who would go on a walk through the woods every night, and I think he was carrying a pearl. I might be completely butchering this because I don't remember it completely, but I think he was carrying a pearl, and then it grew and it grew as he walked through the woods. And then he got to the ocean, and it was the moon, basically. And it was just a beautiful story. And this is what's making me think, this phrase, safe place, is making me think of that, because that was kind of a safe place for me as a child, reading that book and feeling calm and cozy right before bed. So that's what this is kind of coming from. I'm just trying to give you my process so that you can go through your process and come up with something probably completely different. But I hope this is making sense. But anyway, so I'm coming back to my green, and I think I'm going to go back to the Galaxy Dynamic and do a little bit more. I think I'm going to go with the light dust cloud and maybe see what we can have some of this coming out. Ooh, that's interesting. And let's maybe go with some another color as well. Let's go back to this yellow. You might not have the history tab in yours if you don't have an iPad Pro. I think that's only the iPad Pro that has that. But anyway, so I'm just gonna go again with the dust and the yellow, and maybe add some here as well, so that this is kind of like a bright spot where this star or pearl or whatever you want to call it is. This is feeling really yellow to me. I feel like maybe it could have something on top. Maybe a cloud over top might be good. Maybe the nebula number 3 in a different color, maybe like in a dark blue Well, it didn't really go on top, but I still like it. Maybe let's add a new layer above that, and that's still in this same group. Let's see what happens here. That's interesting. Try that again. Yeah, I like that. So I added a new layer because with these galaxy brushes, actually, they react to each other if they're in the same layer, and a lot of times they react by getting brighter. And I didn't actually want that in this case. I wanted it to be darker, which is why I added a new layer there. So now I feel like we could add some stars. And I'm going to go back to the previous layer to add the stars because I do want them bright. And let's just get a color, a light-ish color. I'm going to go with this. And then go grab some star brushes. Okay, oops. Got some funny stuff in here. If you see something that doesn't look like what you have, it's because I've probably been experimenting, which I do a lot. Okay. So I think the stars kind of want to be here, but not just like everywhere. I feel like it needs to be kind of coming to this point here. So I'm just going to add a little bit of stardust on the outside here. And maybe just a little bit inside of these clouds as well. I'm going to make that bigger. I think I might choose a different star brush now. I'm going to go small dense stars. Add a little bit here, yes, like that. Maybe here as well. Nope. I think now what I want to do, I think I'd like to just add some single stars. So I'm going back to my stamp. I'm just going to put some single stars in here, like so. I'm just taking a deep breath and looking at my painting. I think I'm just going to turn off the waves here. I'm just going to look at this and I'm just thinking about it. Like, so I'm just kind of contemplating, does this feel like a safe place? Does this kind of, is there anything missing here? I feel like maybe I do need a little bit more of a background of stars, but I'm going to go back to my yellow. Go up to the galaxy dynamic again, and I'm just going to go with Stardust number 3, which is very light and faint. And just add a little bit here to the empty spaces so they're not completely empty. I'm just kind of adding the stardust in here. Kind of want to just go quite heavy right around here. It's kind of hard to see really what's happening, but just wanted to add that in. And you know what I'm feeling right now? I'm feeling like there may be the need to have a few more stars in these waves. So I'm going back to my stamps and I'm just going to go to this other single star, and I've still got my yellow selected. I'm just going to add a couple more like throughout this here, kind of leading up to this. I'm really loving this color combination in here right now. I feel like I'm probably done now. I hope that this wasn't just a completely confusing ramble talking about safe places and waves, and I don't know. I hope that the concept is clear enough that you can kind of take it and make it your own. The idea really is just that if you have two different sources of inspiration that are completely unrelated, one is a phrase and one is visual, then hopefully from that, from both or one or the other, that you can come up with something that feels intuitive. It feels like it comes from a deeper place, and try to let go of how it looks and instead think about how it feels. So I hope that this was helpful, and I would love to see what you guys come up with based on these prompts. I would love to see if you want to post it in our Facebook group, or you're welcome to email me as well. hello@elenajensen.com. So anyway, all of the relevant info if you want to join the challenge is in the description of the video. And thank you so much for watching if you've gotten this far. I really appreciate it, and I will see you next time.